Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you're following the Washington Commanders closely, you know the offseason has been anything but quiet. The NFL landscape is shifting, and the Commanders are right in the middle of it, facing some tough decisions and surprising moves that might just reshape their future. And today, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing stories, what's really happening with Brian Robinson Jr., the team's promising running back, and how his potential departure could influence everything from the roster to their Super Bowl aspirations. Let's start by setting the scene. Brian Robinson Jr., the talented 26-year-old out of Alabama, has quickly become a fan favorite and a key piece of the Commanders' offense. Since being drafted in the third round, he's shown flashes of brilliance, rushing for over 329 yards across his 3 NFL seasons. He's not just a guy who accumulates yards. He's a player who brings physicality, consistency, and a sense of reliability every game. And in 2024, he really stepped up, starting 13 of 14 games, rushing for a career-high 799 yards on 187 carries, and scoring a total of 8 touchdowns. Those numbers weren't just personal bests. They were instrumental in the team's run to the NFC Championship game, where they pushed the Philadelphia Eagles to the limit before falling short. But now, here's where things get interesting. According to NFL insider Jordan Schultz, the Commanders have reportedly offered Brian Robinson Jr. around to other NFL teams. Yep, you heard that right. The franchise that once saw Robinson as a cornerstone of their backfield now seems poised to move on, or at least explore the possibility. Why? Well, Robinson is entering the final year of his contract, and the team apparently feels it's the right moment to cash in, especially with the NFL trade market heating up and teams always looking for reliable running backs. This decision isn't just about a player. It's about strategic planning, cap management, and perhaps a shift in the team's long-term vision. The Commanders, as of now, are reportedly happy with their running back depth, which includes players like Austin Eckler, Jeremy McNichols, and Chris Rodriguez Jr. But make no mistake, this move signals that they might be preparing for a change, either to free up cap space, to bring in a different type of back, or to simply see what the market values Robinson at. Now, for the fans who have watched Robinson grow from a rookie to a key offensive piece, this news hits hard. Many of us remember his gritty runs, his resilience after that early season injury, and how he became a symbol of perseverance and toughness. His story is one of a player who rose from the third round, out of Alabama, to become a vital part of the Commanders' offense. And with his ability to run between the tackles and catch out of the backfield, he seemed like a future star in the making. But it's not just about Robinson. Because this move also raises questions about the team's overall direction. The Commanders are at a crossroads. Their star wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, is also in a similar boat, disgruntled after protracted contract negotiations that have yet to yield a new deal. The fact that McLaurin was removed from the physically unable to perform list early Saturday suggests that the team is trying to keep him engaged and ready for the upcoming season. Still, the lack of progress on his contract talks adds another layer of uncertainty. The team's management seems to be balancing between stabilizing the roster and making bold moves to improve. Head coach Dan Quinn and offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury have both emphasized that there's a structured plan for McLaurin's return, with Quinn mentioning the return-to-play process and the importance of following a proven protocol. But behind the scenes, it's clear that the team might be weighing their options carefully, especially with the season set to kick off on September 7 at home against the New York Giants. The NFC East is fiercely competitive, and any instability or uncertainty can be a game-changer. Now, let's talk about the potential impact of trading Robinson. If he indeed moves on, it could open up a lot of questions for the running game. The Commanders have invested in their offensive line, and they've got a solid core of backs, but losing a player like Robinson could shift the offensive dynamic significantly. Would they rely more on their other backs? Would they look to draft or sign another running back in free agency? These are questions that will be answered in the coming weeks, but one thing is for sure. The NFL trade market is always unpredictable, and the Commanders seem willing to shake things up if it benefits their long-term goals. For the fans, this news is a roller coaster. We've seen players develop and become fan favorites, only to be potentially moved or replaced. It's part of the NFL's business, but that doesn't make it any easier. Robinson's story, his grit on the field, and his contributions to the team's recent success have endeared him to many. And for those of us who root for the Commanders, it's a reminder that the team is always evolving, always looking to improve, even if it means making tough decisions. Looking ahead, the season promises to be exciting, but also filled with questions. Will Robinson stay? Will he be traded? How will the offense adapt if he leaves? And what about McLaurin? Will the negotiations finally reach a positive conclusion? Or will the team have to make more difficult choices to stay competitive? These are the questions we'll be watching closely. And of course, there's always hope. Hope that the team's front office has a master plan, one that keeps the core of this roster competitive and ready to make a deep playoff run. As we get closer to the season opener, all eyes will be on the roster moves, on the health of McLaurin and Robinson, and on how the team's new schemes and strategies come together. The NFC East is no longer just a division. It's a battleground where every game counts, and every decision can make or break your season. The Commanders have the talent, the coaching, and the passion to challenge anyone, but they need to keep their stars healthy and motivated. And remember, folks, the NFL offseason is a time of surprises. Moves happen when we least expect them, and it's those surprises that often define the season. Whether Robinson stays or goes, the Commanders are clearly in a phase of transformation, trying to find that perfect balance between building for the future and competing right now. So as fans, we need to stay tuned, stay engaged, and keep supporting our team no matter what happens. Because at the end of the day, being a Washington Commanders supporter is about loyalty and passion through the highs and the lows. And I believe with the talent and resilience they have, this team can surprise us all no matter what the trade market throws their way. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking forward, the upcoming weeks are critical. The team will need to make some tough calls, especially with the start of training camp and the season opener looming. The fans are anxious, the players are motivated, and the coaching staff is probably working around the clock trying to mesh everything together. Whether Robinson remains a Commander or finds himself elsewhere, his story this season will be one to watch closely, because it's not just about one player, it's about the future direction of this franchise. And as we wrap up, I want to remind you all to stay connected. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about the possibility of Robinson being traded? Do you believe the Commanders are making the right moves? How do you see the team's chances this season? Your opinions matter so much, and I love hearing from you, the real fans who live and breathe this team. Your passion fuels these discussions and keeps the community alive. And don't forget, I'll be back very soon with more updates, insights, and analysis on everything happening with the Washington Commanders. So, stay tuned, keep supporting your team, and let's get ready for an exciting NFL season. Whether Robinson stays or moves on, one thing is for sure, the Commanders are geared up to make this season a memorable one. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Commanders!